Hi, Laura Grisham here with Laura Grisham Designs. Today I want to share with you a project that I was working on yesterday. I had no idea if it was going to work or not, and I didn't film it. But today I'm going to show you what I did, even though I don't have all of the supplies that I used yesterday. Let me show you the wreath. It's a very long wreath. I wanted something different, and it's different. See how long it is? It's the bow. And it just have the new heart fold petals. And it goes on and on and on. Now let me show you the back. On the back, what I did was I took two Unique in the Creek rail boards and I zip tied them together right here. You can see where they overlap right there. And there's lots of hot glue. And I also had some end pieces where I had taken some rail boards and cut off the ends. I'm not really sure what for. I just had them in a bag and I found them. And I used them on the sides to help support the design that I really want to show you today. But that's what the back looks like. You can see my WreathMate that I have attached right there. You can also see how I supported some of these to keep them nice and sturdy. Let you look at that up close. That right here is actually wooden hearts from Hobby Lobby. There's smaller ones that come in the package also. And I took scrapbook paper like this. It happened to be on sale and at 40% off. And I saw it and I thought, I wonder what I could do with that. And I absolutely fell in love with this pattern. So I started playing with it. I put the hearts together in the shape of a flower, put a silk flower in the middle, and made a flower. I used silk leaves right here, added my heart petals, and I had a few of my small flowers that I loved to make that I incorporated. And I think it turned out great. So I want to show you how to do the little hearts, okay? Let's hang this up and get it out of the way. There we go. Okay. What I did was I took the wooden hearts and I used them all. So what I did was I took a piece of foam board and I traced around the hearts as close as I could. And now I have a slew of them, okay? Now, to be honest with you, the best way to do this is to go ahead and buy the little bag of wooden hearts. Right now, the Hobby Lobby has their Valentine things on sale, and you can get a whole bunch in a little bag. And it's much easier to go ahead and just buy the wooden ones. But when you are in a pinch, you can do what I did. Use leftover tag board, or actually that was foam board. And I just traced and made a bunch of hearts, okay? Now, what you have to do is you take your paper and you just glue it to the wooden heart. Okay, now today I think I'm going to go ahead this time and use the heart paper. I've got several here. I'm going to use my love again, and then I have another one that's a smaller size. I have some other paper that I got too that I'd like to show you, but I have it in another place. Let me get it. I'll be right back and we'll get to work. Okay, let me show you the paper that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. And the price on these normally was 69 cents a sheet, and I got it at, I think it was marked down to 60% off. So I got a good deal. Let me show you my different patterns that I picked up. I absolutely love this. It's more of a blush pink and sage green. And then I picked this one up to kind of go with it. And then a green, I don't know why, I thought that I might need it to work with these, as you can see. And then I picked up a couple of sheets of this pattern just so I'd have more green, and it has some lavender in it, like it. And this this was the kicker right here. This was the one that I love this. Is that not just gorgeous? And then I've already shown you the hearts and the bigger hearts. And then there was the love. You know, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do the hearts today and the love sheet. There it is. Okay, so anyway, that's what you can get right now at Hobby Lobby. And even if you don't hit the sale at 60% off, at 69 cents a sheet is great because you can cover a lot of these little hearts with it. Now, this is what, let me show you how I do this. I'm bringing all right, here's my little heart. This is the bigger size, and here's a smaller one. You can see the difference. And one of the things that I did that I recommend is that you can cut these out with a razor blade. It's easier than with scissors. You'll get really frustrated with scissors. But you take a glue stick, any glue stick will do, and just put it all over your little heart. Just like this. Take your paper and make sure your pattern, you know, is going the right direction. So I'm gonna put it back right here, just like that. And I'm actually gonna take another one and keep going. You can do this really fast. Just barely. Okay, now if I go the other way, okay, let's keep going. I need 4 of these to make a flower. It takes 4 of the large ones. So I'm just gonna put this one as close as I can to this other one. That. Okay. And then all I have to do now is cut these out. And that's not hard. I'm gonna just kind of go around this. Try to conserve your paper. I know it's not that expensive, but still. And I'm actually going to use some smaller size scissors to cut these out. It's a little bit easier. But I'm gonna take this and just mash it on my mat like this to make sure that that glue has stuck. And then turn it over and just kind of go around your form, just like this. This one comes right to the edge. And you might find yourself, and this is what I did before, cutting into the foam a little bit to just trim it good. I mean, to get it really close and to keep it from showing through, kind of cutting down into that layer of foam. Let's see. Here we go. All right. Boy, that's sticky. All right, see, like right here, you see how that's hanging over? I can cut this at an angle and that will hide that, especially on those curves. There we go. Sticky, sticky. see. There we go. Just like that. Easy peasy. Now when you're doing this on the wood, it's real easy. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna make sure that these edges are all in. We have our little heart. Okay, cut out another one real quick and then we'll move on. Show you the next step. Very easy, quick and easy craft. And you can, you know, make a bunch of these and then decide what you want to do with them. You might not want to use them to make flowers. I'm kind of obsessed with flowers, so that's kind of what my specialty is. And so I really, 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 really like coming. When I didn't buy the hearts to make flowers, I just saw them and thought I might could use those. And then when I laid them out, when they fell out of the bag and I saw them lay out, I thought, those are perfect for flowers. So that's what I did. And you may have done that before, I don't know. But just in case you haven't, then this might be something just for you. A good craft for you to do. Okay. Now then, trim that just a little bit. It's got kind of a pointy edge to it. There we go. And there's that one. So now we have two. And what you end up doing is you put them like this. And I know that looks like a clover. And you could do that for St. Patrick's Day. Get some kind of a green pattern. They had some shamrock paper. All right, now, for the little ones, you do the exact same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut out some more, and then I'll show you the next step. So I'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, I have gotten off, I've gotten 4 of the small hearts covered with the paper and 4 of the large ones. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to Mod Podge it. But let me show you what I think I saw this somewhere on Facebook or something, but I'm going to show it to you. Maybe you haven't seen this. I took some painter's tape, just this kind that's it's just tacky, and I put it with the sticky side up and used packing tape to tape down the ends. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hearts and I'm just going to place them on here, and this will keep them from sliding around so I can Mod Podge them and not have to worry about them, you know, picking them up and everything. So anyway, it was a cool little trick. I was like, how come I never thought of that? But anyway, it works great, and you can reuse your tape, usually. So now I'm going to take my Mod Podge, and this is gloss, and I'm just going to Mod Podge right over. And I usually do a pretty thin coat, thin coats. I don't have a little heat gun thing to dry things fast with, but that's okay. I just haven't taken the time to invest in one yet. So I just do thin coats, and I'll do 2, possibly 3 thin coats on each one. Usually they're dry in about 5 to 8 minutes max, because I do such thin coats. And then after the final coat, I will take them and Mod Podge along the edges. That way I can make sure that this paper doesn't come off of these heart shapes. Just like this. And this one's really kind of dry enough to go ahead and do another coat. Thin coat. And you can kind of go around the edges without picking it up or anything. Okay, I'm going to let this dry. Oh, look. Piece of glitter on that one. Wonder where that came from. Okay. We'll let that dry and I'll be back in just a minute and we'll go on to the next step. Okay, now that I have all my little hearts decoupaged with Mod Podge and I'm ready to make them into flowers, but I'm going to set these aside for right now and I'm going to show you how to do the heart petals. Now I know there's some videos on how to do it on YouTube, but I thought I might as well show you how to do it too. And I've kind of taken what I saw Michelle with Mikey's Creations do and what I saw Laurie Franklin with Unique in the Creek do, and kind of melted the two together. Those two women are my the people that I watch the most, so I follow them closely. And so anyway, let me show you how to do this, okay? It's fun. I'll bring you right down to the table. All right, I have a 10 by 10 inch piece of fuchsia fabric mesh, and I've got my finished edges on the side, and I'm going to do like Michelle says, to make a lolly petal. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to fold this into a triangle, matching up my sides. Okay, I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to stretch it, and I'm going to pinch it. I'm going to go up about 3 inches and pull that in, and I always kind of push this down a little bit. Then I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to I just kind of slide it in like this, so that I have this tail, these ends right here are even. Okay, and I'm going to push this down, and see how that scoops up when I push down on it. Now I'm just going to slide this side in. I'm going to make sure these edges are still together, and I'm just going to slide this in, and I'm going to push this in, and now I want this to come down a little more. You have to play with this a little bit. Okay, there we go, like that. And I think that's about the right size. Yep, that's about the right size. So I'm going to take a rubber band, and I have to tell you, I found these rubber bands. I don't know if you can see that. They were in the craft section at Hobby Lobby, and I was just walking down the aisle. And those of you that have watched any of my videos know that I have a problem with rubber bands, and but these are amazing. They don't break, they don't pop me, and I don't have to use two. They are wonderful, so I highly recommend them. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to just mash this in the center, just like that. That's what it looks like. Now I'm going to just I'm going to come up here to the center, and I'm going to push this down, and I'm going to take this hand right here and pinch this together right like that in the center, like this. All right, can you see that? I'm holding that. All right, and this is what it looks like on the back. So on the back side, I've got to work with it myself. On the back side, it looks like this, and I'm gonna switch my hands again. I'm gonna take a zip tie, and I'm gonna go through that. Hopefully I'm gonna get this right. I'm gonna go through that where I've pinched it. See how it's pushed up? Can you see that? I'm gonna go through that pushed up section right close to the base of it. Okay, because you want that pinch to stay in. If I can get my zip tie to go in there. I'm trying to get it where you guys can see. There we go. All right, hopefully this one will work. And then just zip it up. Whoops. There we go. And that's what it looks like. Okay, it's not hard. I will say that it did take me a while before I could do these because I could not get the pinch part. I couldn't get the zip tie in the right place to hold that pinch. Okay, and then all you have to do is take your scissors and trim your little tail, just like that. And you have your hearts, the heart petals. Let's do one more just to make sure you know how to do it. I think on my wreath I used, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I used 5 I try to stick with an odd number of things. All right, finished edges on the sides, turn it into a diamond. Fold it into a triangle, matching up your sides. This is a 10 by 10 inch piece. You want a square, so if your mesh is 10 and a half, then that's what you need to do. You need to cut it out. All right, now we're going to stretch it, and we're going to go up about 3 inches, about right in here, and pull in our sides like this, so that we have this. And I'm going to mash that in really good, and it's going to cause it to curve up. I'm going to go right here. I'm still going to make sure that my edges are kind of together, okay? And I am just going to slide this in right like this, mash this down. There we go. And then I'm going to slide this side in, and I'm going to mash this in. Okay, this one is not wanting to work as well. There we go. One thing about fabric mesh, you can kind of play with it. Although I have to say that making the lolly petals out of poly burlap is pretty easy. And I personally loved doing it with horizontal wide stripe. That's where I finally got the hang of it, was working with that, you know, the way the horizontal wide stripe will hold up a fold. Okay, there we go. There's my lolly petal. And I'm gonna come up the center, and I'm just gonna take this and I'm just gonna push it forward. Just push it forward. And then I'm gonna grab it with my fingers, right like that, making this little, like a wedge like in there, okay? And I'm gonna hold that, and on the other side I'm gonna go through that, there we go. I said there we go. Okay, hopefully this will work. I always hold my breath when I'm doing this on camera. Okay, cut my zip tie. Oh yeah, well, yeah, it's all right. We'll keep it. I can always play with it. There we go, like that. Okay, cut my tail. Okay, now I have hearts, and you could always do this too. You can make a flower. You'd need 5 of them, but out of the hearts, and I've seen it done, but we're going to just use them in a bouquet-style wreath. I've also made a few small daisy type flowers. This one is just a 3D daisy petal, as you can see. Just a 5 by 5 inch piece of mesh, and then this was just a foam center from a flower. I just hot glued it on there. So I have that. I have this little daisy that I made. These are just regular little petal folds. I have this daisy that I've made, and I have this buttercup. Okay, and then I can take my board, and we can go ahead and make our flowers from our hearts now. So all you have to do is take them and place them like this on your board. You may have to kind of work with them a little bit. About like that. Okay, and then you get to decide what kind of center you want. Now I could put a rose in there. That would be pretty. Here's a penny that was left over. It's a little small for this. Here's one that's got stuff still in it. Of course I'd have to trim this off. I've used this little silk petal would go in there. And I could always take some leftover leaves from that I have not used from a plant, from a wreath, and stick those in there if I wanted to. But what I'm going to show you to do next is we're gonna mount these and then put the center on. And so let me get my supplies and I'll be right back. Well, I decided to go ahead and use the triangle board that I have. And so what I'm going to do in order to mount my flowers, I've got to use some these little electric, these gadgets here, or these connectors. And I always put a little dab of hot glue on there. I'm going to stick them in several places on the back, and I'm not really sure, you know, if I'll use both of them or what, but they'll be there just in case. So I'm going to go ahead and stick a couple of these on each of my flowers, just like that. Right, I've got one right here and one right here. And I'm going to do that on each of my flowers, like the ones that I've made out of the hearts. Now the mesh ones have the plastic canvas on the back, so I don't have to worry about those. And then when I put my hearts on, I can just zip tie them right to the board. And with the leaves, I just hot glue them directly to the board. So I will get the cable mounts on there. That's what they're called, cable mounts. And then we will start putting these items on the Wreath board. I'll be right back again. Okay, what I've done is I've taken some just foam board in squares, and I'm going to glue the heart pieces onto this to give it some stability. Let me bring you down so you can see. I'm going to take them, and I'm going to, let's see if my glue gun is ready. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and put some glue. If it will, no, it's not going to be, that one's going to be cantankerous. We'll get this one. Put some glue right here. And I'm just going to stick it on there. Just like that. All right. My next one. Oops. Just like that. This one's going to go right there. So I'm just going to put the glue in right here this time. And I'm also going to try to get a little bit on the sides of the heart so that the sides will stick like this. Okay. And then we'll put some right here and here. And then right there. And we will squish this one in while the glue is still hot and slippery. I said we would. There we go. There. Okay. And there we go. Now, while that's wet like that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this rose in the center. This is a foam rose. Looks like this. I'm going to go ahead and put some glue in there. And I'm going to put some around this too, just to make sure this green part stays put. And right here. And I'm just going to plop that right in the center. Just like that. Making sure that it sticks and covers up that center. Like that. See how easy that is? It seems it's a lot of work. It seems like all the Mod Podging and stuff and the cutting out, but if you have the wood pieces, it's so much easier. And if you need to, get a stick, a popsicle stick or something, and to stabilize this also. If that makes you feel better, just stick a skewer or a popsicle stick on or something on there just to kind of help give it a little extra stability. Just like that. All right, let's get another one. I did these two because I had 4 of the big hearts, so I went ahead and did another one with my favorite pattern. And we'll go ahead and start gluing it on. Let's see, just put some right here. I've got hot glue going crazy on me. All right, right there. And put this one. Right there. And then we'll stick this one here. Put some glue here. And we'll put glue on the sides here. Push this in like that, and take this one and do the exact same thing. And I'm using I have tried all kinds of glue, hot glue, and I have decided that it's worth it just to spend a little extra to get the Gorilla Glue. So that's what I'm using. It's the Gorilla Hot Glue. All right. Here we go, like that. And let's see. Maybe the penny would be all right. I'm going to need to cut this part off because it would stick up too high. So let's get that off. It's fairly easy. I wonder what this one would look like. I wonder if I should put this with it. No. We're gonna spread this petals out like this with this penny. And I'm going to put some glue again to make sure that this is attached. This part that's going to be glued to the center, I want to make sure that it's attached to the petals. And I'm going to put some glue in here. Okay, and down it goes, just like that, smashing it in there. Okay, I'll flip this over. And the other thing that you can do is go along the edges of your foam board that's holding your hearts in place, just along the edges there, to make sure that that stays in place. And I'm going to stick another little skewer back here. There we go. To help keep that straight. And here's the one that we did a while ago. And when I take my silk leaves, this is a big leaf, but it really needs it because of the size of the flower. That's what you end up with. Isn't it pretty? Okay. Let's let this one dry. And we're going to take the little ones. Take 4 of the little ones. We'll take a smaller, I think this is small enough. We can always cut it down. Let's go ahead and put some glue on the heart right here. Warm up my glue again. Put that on here. All right, some more glue. Oops. Put some glue on the sides here. Like that. And where's my other one? There it is. Okay. Right here. It helps if you get your glue where you want it rather than all over it. Okay, I'm gonna go right there. Just like that. Get that off. Okay. Go ahead and flip this over. And it looks like I need to trim this up a little bit. I can see some of the cardstock over here, or the foam board, and I don't want that, so I'm going to cut that right there so that you don't see that, and the rest is okay. Get out of the way. Go on the back side, put a little glue along the edges here to make sure that that stays in place. Okay. And let's see. Don't need this full stick. I'm going to break this one in half. Put a little glue right there. And stick this here. Let that dry a minute. And then I'll do this one. This might be too big, this card. Right, put that one right here. Flip it over. Add some hot glue just to make sure that it's stuck on there. And we're going to add that little stick right here. Okay. Clean up my table. Now then, we have the small one. And I have this other foam center I could use like that. Or I could use a daisy, and I have this one that's more of a peach color, or I have this. Let's see here, I need to cut the wire off of it, the stem. I have this. I think I like that. It's different. Well, I don't know though, that's kind of funky. I like that. And it might be good to use another peony. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is what I'm going to use. This one. Okay. Now as you can see, when this part came off my silk flower, the petals start coming apart. So be really careful. That's why when that's still attached, I definitely make sure it's glued on there. I'm going to put some glue around here so these petals it goes through to the next side. Whoops, here we go. You can see I'm putting some glue on some of these outer petals too. And now I'm going to carefully take this and stick it right in the center, just like that. There we go. There's our little hearts. Uh-oh. This one fell apart. And that's exactly what you have to be careful for. See what happened? All right, what I'm going to have to do, I see. I'm going to have to go, there's a plastic rim in here. I'm going to have to go through here and make sure that that stays on there. Okay. No problem. Here we go. Just let that sit for a second. And we're going to check on this one to see if it's doing the same thing. And it did. See, there's the plastic. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make sure that that plastic ring stays put. Go right there, and then we're going to go right in the flower here, all the way down to the center, and mash that in. Making sure that glue grabs. So now we have these, and this one with the rose. You don't have to worry about the rose. It's definitely staying put. Okay. And this one, I think that a daisy would look really good in the center of this one. So I'm going to cut this little thing off. Now see, this one, the green is firmly attached, but I'm going to make sure that it stays that way by adding some glue around onto the petals and the greenery, the green little plastic cup-like thing. Gonna make sure it stays put. Then I'm gonna just glue it on there. Getting some on those white petals. Also gonna go right through here. Lots and lots and lots and lots of glue. There we go. Yes. I love daisies and buttercups. There you go. All right, so now we have our flowers that we've made from our heart shapes. We have our deco mesh flowers that I've previously made that we could use. And we have our heart petals. Now when you put all of this together with a few leaves stuck in for good measure, like this, you can end up with a great wreath. All right. Now, I'm not putting it together on a rail board right now because I don't have any. I'm completely out, and that's why I didn't make this video yesterday, because I was afraid that I didn't know if it was going to work, and also because I knew I didn't have another rail board. Anyway, we've got it to work. And I'm excited to see what I can do with this. Not really sure what board I'm going to put it on. Maybe a triangle board. I do have one of those. I have a wing board, and I have one more large Unique in the Creek board until my order comes in. So anyway, that's how you make the heart flowers and the heart petals, and put it all together to make an interesting wreath like this. Here we go. Y'all bear with me. And again, I made mine long. My husband's like, why did you make it long and skinny? Because I've not seen one like this. And I know there are people that have big doors that are narrow. So anyway, I like it. And you can add bows at the bottom or in the middle or wherever, however you place your flowers. And you end up with a very interesting wreath using all kinds of different materials and methods, and having fun doing it. Well, it's been a long day, and I got to playing with the stuff that I showed you. And this is what I came up with. Now, I put it on the triangle board. That's what it looks like on the back. And on the front, you can get some of these, it looks like this. I've even got some stems down at the bottom. See that? And I just started playing and putting things on the board. And that's how I do a wreath. Anyway, I hope you like it. It just goes to show you can do just about anything. You can use anything that you have on hand to make something really gorgeous. Thanks for joining me. I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.